we're looking at this, or this is where you were.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you rather stand there on the tee with this being your miss and it comes back to here,
Yeah.
or having that in the bag? The head stayed really stable, the shaft stayed nearly stable. That's where we are. That's what we've come from.
Wow.
Super consistent in the spin, 290 total, 261 carry, doing a really, really good job.
Wow. With all the latest and greatest drivers being released now in 2026, there's one question in every golfer's mind. Which is the best one, and how can you fit someone who needs a new driver? Bobby, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good. So Bobby very rarely gets on the channel, but he's in dire need of a new driver. It's been a while since you had a new driver. Which one are you in at the moment?
2 years ago.
2 years ago you had the fit in.
Yeah.
Two-time club champion, which may be in the title, it may not be. But as a bit of a surprise, as a bit of a treat, we've said, come on, Bob, we'll bring you down here to the best fitters in Europe and the best master fitter around.
James,
How are you?
nice to meet you, mate.
Good. So I've just done a fitting myself. I'm not going to ruin that. That'll be on the channel already if Bob's got it out and decides to continue working after this fitting. But I'm going to leave him in your capable hands because there's so many good stuff out here at the moment that I think it could... The QI10 is going to be a tough beat, isn't it? The QI10 was a really, really good driver.
Really good driver, and still in quite a few TaylorMade ambassadors and players' bags, right? You know, Scotty Scheffler's renowned for keeping it in there. So it's going to be a tough one for us today, but
Right.
let's see where we get to.
On that note, Bob, I'll hand you this microphone and I'll step out of the way.
Right, so, Bobby, let's have a look at what we've got.
Yeah.
So, QI10, 9 degree, you have it a little bit lower in loft, is that right?
I think it's like 8 point something. I can't remember what the exact
So,
but
0.7 in that particular
okay.
sleeve. Hazardous, Gen 4, 6.5. How you get on with it, all right?
I do like it, yeah. I find that, because I don't play as much now, I find it harder. Like when I was playing a bit, when I first got it, I really liked it. But now that I don't play as much, when I do use it, I find, just as I don't play as much, I find it a bit hard to...
And talk to me about hardness. Do you find it, hard to swing? Or when you mishit it, it doesn't do what you want it to do? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, hard as in, I just can't keep it that straight anymore.
Okay.
So I don't feel like it's very forgiving for what I swing it like, probably. So probably something a bit more forgiving that inspires a bit more confidence.
Okay, right.
Same with your chest, Bob. You want more distance.
Oh no, it's in mile.
Right, let's see you put it through out there, and let's see what we're working with.
I felt a nice strike.
And for you, Bobby, you say you struggle with it just feeling hard work or hard off the face, or you want a bit more forgiveness. Do you have sort of like a miss that you're trying to avoid, or a miss in there that you find is very destructive at where you play?
Yeah, the right and going right is my bad miss that kind of creeps in. And I feel like as I slide and then my hands get up here. And I think it's more me trying to guide it because I'm a bit worried about where it's going to go. So that would be my miss, is the right and going right one.
Is that camera all right there, or do we need to move it?
It's not mine, I'm not concerned.
And I imagine, does that come in following the right one often?
Yeah, because then I'm really conscious then about sort of keeping my sternum back and squaring it up and not sliding forward. So
Okay.
that one may come in.
Okay, right. So what I want you to do, instead of trying to, it's very, very easy for people to come into a fit and see some, these big white traces on the screen and stuff like that, and try and correct where the ball flight goes. Just go with what you feel is like a good delivery for you.
Okay.
Because it could be what you're trying to do is you're trying to find your swing to get that driver to work. We don't want that.
No.
We want that driver to work with your swing. We want it to go the other way for you. And for you, height-wise, you always find you hit it sort of in that sort of higher window?
Yeah, I've always hit it quite high. I used to hit like a 5-yard draw every time when I was younger, and never used to think about it, just hit it every single time and then sort of faded away over time.
Okay.
Is that when you were a two-time club champion?
It was actually, yeah.
Okay, good. Interesting, right? So when you actually start to just stop trying and control the ball, just put a couple of sensible swings on it, we see the ball wants to shape left to right. We
does,
get that height, spins okay. I think what's happened here is you've gone in there, you might have been overspinning it, and where you've ended up is sort of like a really low launch, low spin shaft. And typically what comes with that is a really stout sort of sensation. And ultimately, if you start to then not play the same volume of golf or you lose a bit of speed, it just becomes really hard work.
That's
and that's not what we want to achieve. So what we're going to do, in our fits, we typically keep the same head and we'll try and find the shaft that's going to give you better delivery from there. Okay, so we'll take your head off, we'll pop one of our sleeves in. Okay, so we're going to try and keep the weight quite similar, but I'm just going to add some softness to the shaft, see where we get to. So all of our demo products built at 45 inches. So what we've done here, I've put what I feel is maybe a slightly more appropriate sleeve setting for you. So we've gone on the TaylorMade sleeve, gone on that upright side, and again, we've lowered the loft in there. So we're actually 2 quick clicks away from lower, but more on the upright. So same loft as what you're used to playing, just going to get that nose standing up a little bit and see whether that helps us with the delivery and the shot shape a bit. Okay, so again, we're just going to put a few swings on it, see how we get going, and go from there.
That's cool. You can put that in. Well, I didn't realize you could just come with your own driver and you could put that in. That's mint.
So that's a good point, right? So a lot of people, their driver head potentially isn't far away, and there's a lot of work you can do with that. So if you have like quite an appropriate head shape or size, sort of in that sort of model or players category that you try and find that, or the players category that's going to work for you. Typically, we don't have to go away from that head as long as there's nothing drastically wrong with it, like it's a million miles away loft, or the sort of the category is just nowhere near where we need it. Like if you need a lower spin, yours is quite appropriate. It's just, I feel if we can find something that helps you deliver it easier, that may be something that helps you, if we can square the face up, that should reduce spin a little bit for you and hopefully control that left to right. Let's go from there.
I like that launch.
That's something very different ball flight-wise, isn't it?
I like that launch.
And this is quite interesting, okay? So we've not changed the physical loft of the golf club at all. We've changed its lie angle, but actually having that slightly softer shaft allows you to square the club face up. And as we square that club face up, dynamically, we reduce the loft at impact. Okay? And that's where sometimes this sort of theory, or, going with what the shaft says on the tin, low launch, low spin, isn't appropriate for everyone. For you, yes, that may have controlled spin a little bit, but it's hard work to time. And if that club's always going to come in a little bit open because we can't square it up, there might not be enough torque in the shaft, or the kick point might be in the wrong position, etc. We want to try and explore these things. Instantly, you've actually hit something flatter than you've had all day and straighter with less shape.
I like the trajectory of it a lot.
So we've gone from what is categorized as a low launch, low spin club. The spin's done you a bit of a scupper there on TrackMan, but we've gone from that low launch, low spin club into what is deemed a mid launch, mid spin, and we're hitting it lower. Well, why is that? Because it's just suiting your delivery and your timing better. Right? At this stage, like golf is, we all love golf and we all are super passionate about it, but it is still a hobby, right? We do it for we have our careers within golf, but it's not our career to play golf. So we want golf clubs that make it super enjoyable. You want to be there on 17, 18, having a laugh with your mates and still going down 18 thinking, I'm going to pump it past James. Because,
That's right. Definitely. It got deep, that,
Deep.
I thought Bobby was going to shed a tear then.
I might. Feel like I'm just swinging, and I really like the direction it's coming out. Why are you on my hand?
And that's interesting, right? All of a sudden, if we look at the two drivers against each other, we've now found that actually we've got something that maybe wants to work with you a little bit. There's something within what we have done, which is lie angle change and a little bit softer shaft, that's enabled you to get that club face squarer to your delivery. Right? And we stand there and go, okay, that's really good. We've gone from a club that wants to go sort of over 100 feet to one that sits slightly below it. Spin has gone up the road, which is, again, I'm not overly concerned about too much at the moment. But have we lost anything? No, a little bit of club speed because it's probably a fraction shorter. Club speed, ball speed's exactly the same. Carry distance, there's a couple of yards in it. But I know I'd rather hit those 3 than have those 3 in the bag, or 4 in the bag, right?
Yeah.
So, good start.
Yeah.
We're going to have a sort of little meander around a few chefs within that same sort of category. Maybe try some that might pop it up a little bit, maybe hit a little flatter again, because there's always still a lot of work to do in the head if we need to. But again, we know we're pretty much in a good realm there. So park that up in the good corner. And feel-wise for you, is there anything you'd say about that shaft that you liked, you disliked?
I liked that it just felt softer. It felt like I could swing my normal swing. I didn't have to force it. I really like the feel of that.
Good. Right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to drop you into something quite similar. This is the Diamana blue board, so the BB53X. Very similar in profile, has a little bit more stability through the tip section than the Acra GX. But again, that sort of balance point, etc., is quite similar.
I used to have a Diamana when I felt like I drove it the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
913 D2. I don't know.
Strange parallel universe.
But it was a 913 D2 and it had a Diamana shaft in it.
Good driver, that.
Great driver.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Wow.
So dropping the weight, how did that feel to you?
Nice. Felt like I could really, put my normal swing on it and hit it.
Interesting, isn't it? Like the chat that you gave throughout your sort of 4 swings was all quite technical about getting your sternum moving, moving your body differently. The last sort of 4 swings that you've had with something that I would feel is more appropriate to how you deliver it, you've gone away from that and you've actually, you look a lot more comfortable over the ball. Your swing looks more
athletic.
Great shot again.
Even that felt quite heely, but I can't believe how well it's gone.
And again, it's just having that shaft want to work with you, trying to get that club face a little bit closed, trying to get it back to target, more in line with your swing. We can just see here, again, Healy, it's spinning up. That's naturally what that shot's going to do. What's that lighter weight done? Actually, we've popped it up a fraction more than we wanted to see. We're spinning it more. Ball speed's good. So again, we're living in that sort of realm of ball speed. There's more to be found, and I think we can do quite a lot with that. And like I said, a good target for us would be trying to get you sort of keeping at 90-ish feet, but trying to get you down sort of like 35 land. So controlling that's probably going to come through spin.
Okay.
Did that feel better at that weight or worse? Or
I like that weight. It felt lighter and softer, and like I can, like you said, put my normal swing on it. I don't have to think about anything, just swing.
Right, so we're going to try something, again, nice tip stability in here. We're going to go into the Ventus blue, a little bit firmer through the handle section than, for me personally, than where we are in the BB.
Okay.
What have you thought so far, Bob?
I'm enjoying it. I already like how it's immediately...
Have you ever had such an in-depth shaft?
No. I like the way Lawrence explains it as well. Ooh.
That's a send.
That shot is like my just ideal shape. Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna have to get some new HDMI cables.
I do. Like that for me is just like perfect.
Again, not overly worried about that one because at least there's a nice bit of peak height to it. You've turned it over a fraction, but not too much.
No.
Love that.
Yeah, I really like it.
There's that sort of window we're trying to get to as well. Just about 90 feet, 35 land, 2.5 spin. Really good.
I like that.
Does that feel easier or harder than where we've been before?
Easier. I feel like I can, every shaft's just got better and better, I feel like.
Great shot.
I love that.
So the ball speed's really maintained itself here. We've got super flight control. Really like what's going on. Again, that spin has just come under control. We've got it more through here. And again, if we look at sort of the dispersion, it's definitely our longest total distance.
Yeah.
So when we look at it through here, great flight control, 97 feet, 37.5 land, 4-4 spin. Remember, this is what we're coming from.
Yeah.
So that little bit of increase in ball speed, remember, we've not changed head yet. This is purely shaft work.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So you look at that, all of a sudden, like you said, we've gone from curving it 60 feet to the right, where you're fighting it a little bit, to 22 feet left. So we're seeing that soft draw that you like to see that you've played previously. So like that, put that in a good corner.
How much would you be asking questions about the head you're going to now then on an unbiased fit, and how much do you think that's not far away, I'll keep it within the family and see if we can make any gains?
Ultimately, there's a lot we can do on the sleeve here, right? So we can still go down a little bit more in the loft. We can keep it in that upright setting. There's also hot melt and stuff like that you can do through the build process. It's question how much gain you make to the value that you're about to commit to in terms of the driver, right? These are, drivers are £500-600 nowadays, mostly across the board. Is it worth it for you, or actually, is this doing the job for you?
Yeah.
You can see players on tour maintaining
refreshing.
Product in their bag because it works.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't question the carpenter when he turns up with a 20-year-old hammer and does a good job, right? It's a tool for a job and it does it well. So we're just going to try and see where we can get to with yours, because ultimately I think there is some work to be done through the sleeve for you a little bit, play around with a bit of loft. But if you are looking for a more forgiving head, if the shaft's not doing enough as you want it to, then there's always some great options out there, right?
Yeah.
How's your coffee, Bob? Somebody get me a coffee, boy.
Mother Oreo smoothie now.
Right, I really like where we got to there. I'm just I'm playing with a few thoughts in my head, just trying to cross off a few sort of questions I'm asking myself here. So we're going into the XC, which is a shaft that should be, or is designed to try and time the head a little bit more and get it closing. A little bit higher in torque than some of the other products that we've tried. Just gone a little bit back up the way in shaft. Want to see where we get to here and what it does. I expect it to potentially knock that sort of first little bit of launch up a little bit. But again, we've seen it before where the shaft doesn't always do what you expect it to do because of that person's delivery. So again, it's like this point, your spin was okay, but it was hard to time with your hazardous. That's why we saw it wanting to do this. And you were manipulating yourself quite a lot to get it up in the air and trying to work it. Whereas this, all of a sudden, you just feel quite free. You can deliver it, or the shafts that we've just tried, you can get a better swing action on there without having to think about it.
Oh, like that.
Really nice.
It's not even moved, has it? Oh,
it's a freaking laser beam.
Freaking laser beam.
Laser.
Phaser. That one felt more out the middle. I really enjoyed that.
You enjoying the shaft work we're doing, Bob?
Yeah.
Good.
That's beautiful, that.
Really good, that, isn't it? Sneaky long on the carrier there as well at 263.
Yeah.
Playing some good golf there. No, not quite. There's your little baby drawback.
Yeah, that's
ball speed's jumping. Oh, you've been done a scupper on the spin there from TrackMan.
Really? Oh.
Oh, sorry. What's interesting, we found that little bit of peak height, but the spins stayed the same.
Okay.
So what we've just seen is actually, if you just ignore that last one because it's not helping us in terms of the averages, if we just look at what we've done there, that spin has stayed very, very similar. Because we're not shaping it as much, I really like where that's got you to there. So carry-wise, very, very similar. We can look at that and go, actually, both of them look really, really good. Have they helped in terms of like our strike? We're just living a little bit through the heel on both of them, and that's not a problem for us. Again, you stand here and go, I've seen arguments where people talk about shaft not really making a difference in a fit. Well, I think you go from there to there.
That's unbelievable.
That's two very, very different products, right? That against that against that. It is a very different environment you're going to go out and play golf in, because there you've got some confidence. It doesn't feel hard work. You don't have to sort of bring your focus in on how you deliver the club. You focus more on your outcome, where you're trying to hit the golf ball to, etc. And we were just discussing there that if we look at what you do, the separation between your dynamic loft, your face to path is quite broad, your club head speed varies a little bit, your total varies a fraction, and then also your carry, ball speed as well. If we go back into where we were, all these numbers are significantly smaller and more consistent across the board.
Yeah.
So when we look at that and go, well, which driver would I rather play?
Oh, well, yeah.
Would you rather stand there on the tee with this being your miss and it comes back to here?
Yeah.
Or having that in the bag, right?
Yeah.
It's much broader. And like we've said, you can hit that one really long when you want to, but actually you've got to feel, or you felt like you had to manipulate yourself to get it there.
Yeah, it felt hard work.
Yeah. Right. So what we're going to do, just going to go back into where we were, hit the Ventus Blue 6X.
Yep.
And then have a little play with the sleeve set in. And then if we can, or need to, try some heads. Right.
Thank you. Yeah, just so much easier to just...
Right, all of a sudden it's much easier for you to turn it over, get that draw shape that you've been looking for or trying to get back to.
Yeah.
And again, that's the lowest spin we want to see, that sort of shot shape.
Yeah.
So again, we're up at 285.7, not quite that 286 that James got earlier, but the spin's still in a really good position.
Yeah.
Let's see a couple more.
Yeah.
And then we'll get head on.
That's got to have done you.
Mega.
Munged. If it hasn't now, that's embarrassing.
Right, Bob's walking home. That's massive for that. Did we try this shaft?
It's not the shaft for you, James. Okay, so just going to have a little play here. Just going to take the loft right off. Ultimately see whether we can find you any more from what you have.
Yeah, yeah.
If this doesn't work, then obviously we can always venture into a new head, etc.
Yeah.
Just taking that loft off has initially just got it a little bit flatter. Naturally, when we do this, it can open the club up.
Yeah.
So we don't want to see too much of what's gone on there. It may just be how you've reacted to that sort of initial change.
Yeah.
Or if the fact, some people actually, if I tell you I've taken the loft off, we move very, very differently. So just put those normal swings on like we were doing before. Nicely done.
Yeah, that felt better.
And aesthetically, how does that look to you?
I don't think it looks any different.
Okay, good.
Yeah, tried not to think about it, just swing, so.
Yeah. It's doing the job, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So again, we stand here and go, where would we rather be? We're looking at this, or this is where you were.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And ultimately what we're looking at is you've gone from sort of 279, 257 through the air.
Yeah.
The numbers across the bottom, if you got rid of the imagery, that looks great, right? The problem is there's probably 100, 120 yards between those.
Yeah.
And then we go, actually, we can give you the same sort of numbers, maybe, you know, sometimes marginally shorter when we get a miss in there, but you can play golf with that.
Don't lose many golf balls doing that.
No, exactly.
They cost money, Bob, don't they?
There's only so many you can steal from James's boot as well, so.
Because he needs them himself to lose.
Not lost many recently.
There's a bit of a milk shortage.
How have we got a milk shortage?
Who's
Because lads are nursing shop. By the sounds of it.
Right, so just from what you're used to, right,
Yeah.
we're going to stick with TaylorMade. We're going to go into the QI4D core here.
Okay.
Going to drop you down a little bit in the loft, keep you on the upright side of the sleeve.
Yeah.
And we've got the two 9-gram standard weights here on the heel side of the golf club.
Yeah.
Just want to
Thank
see
you.
how that performs for you, whether it changes shape, whether...
Is that because he said how he likes to draw it?
Yeah, potentially, but also I just want to see what it does, because obviously we've gone a bit lower in loft. I want to see how it changes the ball flight for him. If it does at all, does he find this weight positioning easier to turn the club over?
The biggest thing that feels different for me now is like, that almost feels like I know it's not, but it feels like a bit of a bad shot, but it's in the fairway.
Yeah.
Like
So the shaft's done a load of work at keeping you under control.
Yeah.
That one where you've marginally overturned it. So again, we can look at the weight system in this core model for you. You've marginally overdrawn it, but we've still kept over 2,000 spin, over 80, or around 80 feet of height, over 30 land, and the ball speed's still high.
Yeah.
Don't want that back.
No, I don't want that back.
Great shot. 12-2. Great spin. Good carry as well. Giving us all the sort of numbers and probably a more confident, inspiring head shape as well for you. You can feel the forgiveness. The efficiency's up. We're at the back end of the fitting as well here, right?
Yeah,
We're starting to potentially lose a little bit of club speed, but we're still gaining distance, which is great because it's showing what that club's going to want to do at the back end of the round.
Yeah.
Interesting as well, right? The weights are really putting that sort of draw shape on. So we can maybe neutralise those.
Yeah.
I like where that is. Across the board, super consistent in the spin, 290 total, 261 carry, doing a really, really good job.
Wow.
Interestingly, I found when testing the new TaylorMade a bit of a jumping club head speed as well.
Yeah.
So I do think the aerodynamics are helping with that potentially as well for him.
Making sure you could
Oh,
be
sorry,
here.
I thought you were going to make it close to me.
I'm just putting the mic closer to you.
Okay, so we just put the weights in a more neutral position here.
Okay.
I think from how you deliver it, right, going into a static loft that's lower means there's less manipulation that we have to do with the sleeve.
Yeah.
So we're not changing that club face orientation as much. So it's something that people should always be aware of. If you are looking at something and you are going to progress with your golf and look at what you do, always go to the loft that's more suited to you. So say you need to play a 9 degree at the time, but you've got a 10 degree head. Well, it's great to manipulate it down to 9 degrees, but how low can that head go from 10? Can you get it down 2 degrees if you need to? So I would always pick sort of like an 8 degree head for myself because I'm never going to need 10 degrees of loft. So why would I pick a 9 when I could manipulate an 8 degree up to 9 and maybe an 8 degree down?
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
Oof.
We've absolutely hit every nail on the head there, haven't we? This is the best driver fitting I've ever seen.
Is it right?
Yeah. Why did I get this service?
I like that.
I really like that. That shape, I love that shape. That's got to be quite, big fan.
Steady away.
Let me guess, 157 ball?
Yeah, 157.
Consistency's outrageous.
Oh.
He's been done a scupper on the stripe.
Scupper again on track now.
I like that. You've given it
I tried to give it a
full
bit
Bobby
more,
Beans
I'll be
treatment.
honest, yeah.
The head stayed really stable. The shaft stayed nearly stable. Like,
The full Bobby Beans treatment.
right, we're going. That's where we are. That's what we've come from.
Wow.
Thanks very much, guys.
Outrageous.
Thank you. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
So just talk us through what we've gone into, Bob.
QI40 core head, 8 degrees. Do you say the weights are...
So we've got the lighter 4 gram weights at the back, the heavier 9 gram weights at the front, and then we're on the upright side of the sleeve for you with just one full upright, but one notch towards the lower. So it's just paying about 7.5-ish for you there. With a Ventus 6X Velocore Blue.
I
About
honestly
45
thought
inches.
this was going to end up just being a shaft fitting. I did have faith that the new head is fast. So.
Like, and it definitely could have been right. We could have happily just stood there and gone, well, that's really good still.
Yeah.
But there was just that ability for it to want to move a bit. And the new 4 weight system in the QI4D has just killed it for you.
That's amazing. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Round us up, Bob. Come on, you know how to do it.
Thanks. Subscribe so I can keep working and affording my mortgage.
Oh, this is terrible.